Hey everybody, it's Ashley Richardson back with another video, and that's Miss Richardson to you if you are a student watching. And today we are making a 5 flavored cream cheese pound cake with a thin vanilla glaze. Stay tuned. For the base of the cake, we're going to begin like most of my cakes do with 8 ounces of cream cheese and 3 sticks of salted butter. So you're going to see me add those in at this time. The next step is adding in your extracts, and like I said, this is a 5 flavored pound cake. Now you can use whatever 5 flavors that you choose, but traditionally I have found that the 5 flavors that are in a pound cake are usually rum, lemon, coconut, butter, and vanilla extract. And along with those extracts, I'm also going to add my cream bouquet. So you see me adding in about a teaspoon of cream bouquet, a teaspoon of each of the other extracts, but 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. While you're watching me add in these delicious extracts, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video because that really helps me out. Leave a comment and then share the video. All of those things really help me out. So thank you so much in advance. After adding the extracts, I'm going to put the mixer on a medium speed just to cream the butter and the cream cheese out a little bit. And then I'm going to slowly add in my sugar. And this process of creaming your butter and your sugar, all your fats and your sugar together with the cream cheese really only takes me a few minutes, anywhere between like 3 and 5 minutes with the cream cheese. But you want to make sure that you get to a nice, smooth, whipped texture, and you'll see what that looks like in just a few. This is the consistency that you're looking for. This is what whipped and creamy looks like. I'm going to let it mix for just a little while longer. And I didn't state this before, but this is 3 full cups of sugar with the block of cream cheese and 3 sticks of salted butter. And then while you're mixing these things together, you do not want to forget the step of scraping down the side of your bowl, because it is crucial that everything gets mixed well and is well incorporated. So you're going to see me stop twice to scrape down the side of my bowl to make sure that everything is thoroughly mixed. I have 5 room temperature eggs, 5 large room temperature eggs. And again, everything is room temperature. The cream cheese is room temperature. The butter is room temperature. And the eggs are room temperature. And as you can see, I have already cracked them. You do not want to ever crack your eggs over your batter and risk a shell or a piece of shell getting in the batter. That would be devastating. So always make sure that your materials or your baking ingredients are room temperature, and you crack your eggs separately. Make sure to mix your eggs at a medium speed, because now we've gotten to the part of the process that we don't want to over mix. And so moving forward, mixing in the eggs one at a time and mixing in the flour, make sure you do these at a low to medium speed and do not over mix, because that will lead to a tough or a more dense or dry cake, and we don't want that. Once again, we take the time to complete the very important step of scraping down the side of the bowl in preparation of adding the flour. Now, I am baking with Swans Down cake flour, and whisked into the cake flour, I have 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And again, we're going to add this in slowly. Number one, because we don't want the dust of the flour flying everywhere, and we do not want to over mix the cake. Believe it or not, we've come to the final step of removing the mixing bowl from the stand mixer, and I'm going to mix the rest of the batter by hand. This is my Cuisinart stand mixer, of course, using the whisk attachment, and I love the stand mixer. I use it to mix all of my cakes. But I'm going to mix the rest of it by hand. Now is the time to taste your batter to see if you want to amp up any of your other flavors. Maybe you want more lemon, maybe you want more vanilla, whatever the case may be. And I did take a separate spoon and taste the batter off camera. And so now I'm just going to prepare my Nordic ware baking pan. It holds up to 18 cups, and so you can make a really, really large, nice sized cake with this pan. I will use a baking spray to prepare the pan along with about 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. There was another video that I watched that said when you're baking lighter cakes, it's better to just butter and flour your pan. And I think I have found that to be true. So you're going to see me preparing the pan before spooning the batter. Oh, and the YouTube channel that I watched that gave me that tidbit of information is called The Preppy Kitchen, and I really, really love his videos. I ran out of baking spray, so I had to grab another can. If you find yourself feeling a little intimidated about buttering and flouring a pan, please don't feel that way. The technique is actually quite simple. You could just take the leftover butter that's on your butter packs that your sticks come out of and rub it on the inside. You can take another tablespoon or two and put it in there. As you can see, I just sprayed the baking spray in there, which already has flour in it. And then I took the 2 tablespoons of flour, just dumped it in the pan, and then you'll see me evenly distributing the flour throughout the pan so that all parts of the pan are coated. And because this batter is so whipped and it's not necessarily thick, but it is very whipped and it's not at a pourable consistency, we're going to spoon the batter into the pan, get the air bubbles out, and then place her in the oven. Don't forget to smooth out your top a little bit before you put your cake in the oven. I have my oven preheating at 315 degrees. I'm going to clean this dish a little bit so things can come out more neatly, and then we're going to see what this finished product looks like in just a few seconds. Once again, I baked my cake at 315 degrees and I allowed it to bake for 90 minutes. That's 1 hour and 30 minutes. I like to bake my cakes long and slow. Then I let it sit on the cooling rack inside of the pan for about 20 minutes before I dumped it out. And that ensures that it's cool enough and that nothing sticks because you want the cake to slide out seamlessly. There is not too many feelings that bad feelings that top flipping your cake over and it not sliding out the way it's supposed to. If you haven't seen my video on the channel when that actually happened to me on camera, go and check it out. It's pretty comical, but I let the cake sit in the pan on the cooling rack for about 15 minutes. Then I covered it with my little food tent and I let it sit under the tent on the cake plate for a full hour because I wanted it to be completely cool before putting the glaze on top. After the cake has completely cooled, I prepared my simple glaze, and it really is simple. It does not require a hand mixer, a stand mixer. This is something you can certainly do by hand. And so what you'll see is that I have 1 cup of confectioner sugar, and that's just a fancy name for powdered sugar. I added in 1 teaspoon of cream bouquet. Along with the cream bouquet, I added approximately a tablespoon of vanilla extract and about a tablespoon of 2% milk. You can use whatever milk you like. You can use heavy cream, but I use 2% milk, and then I just mixed the rest by hand until it was at a smooth and pourable consistency, making sure that there were no lumps and bumps because I wanted to make sure that the glaze really drizzled across the cake in a nice silky smooth manner, because if you've watched any of my videos before, that is my favorite part. And of course, if you want a thicker glaze, just simply add more powdered sugar. More powder, less liquid equals a thicker glaze. And if you watched my lemon Oreo cream cheese pound cake, you see that I had a much thicker glaze in that video. It was 2 cups of confectioner sugar and 5 tablespoons of heavy cream. And so it came out much thicker. But for this, I wanted something simple and something light. Now let's just take a moment of silence to watch the glaze cascade and drizzle across this cake. Oh, it's my favorite part. And there you have it, a 5-flavored cream cheese pound cake with a thin vanilla glaze. It smelled so good. I'm not going to taste it on camera with you guys today because this cake is actually for sale, or the slices are for sale. And so you're going to see me with my fancy cake cutter here at the end so that I can get 10 evenly sliced pieces of cake, and I'm going to put them in containers, and half of this cake is already sold. And we've come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for spending just a little bit of time with me here today. Once again, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like the video. As I said before, that really helps me and pushes me through the algorithm. I am really close to 500 subscribers. As of the time I'm editing this video, I'm sitting at 492, and I do plan on doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. Don't forget to leave a comment down below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. My name is Ashley Richardson, and that's Miss Richardson to you if you are a student watching. Bye.